Okay, low light mode, 4K, 30 frames per second. The street, that's well lit, so it should be better. Bumps inside the road. Is doing. It should be wind noise reduction on, and it's getting an earful. Look. Ooh, it's super bright in this area. Plenty of light. Low light, 4K, 30 frames per second. I think that's going to be the sweet spot. Don't want it at 24 frames per second, because I think that if you're shooting something like you're stationary and then you're shooting shooting other landscapes or objects, then it makes sense for 24 frames per second. But based on this low light capability, I think it's better to push it to 30 frames per second. And then in the daytime, ideally a sports camera. It's just less wielding compared to this thing. Or oh, complete darkness. How about that? It's really dark here. The street lamps are not working. Alright, you know what? Put the other light on. Sorry. And gracias. When I look down at the screen, the footage looks good. It's hard to tell because, you know, even with this screen it's bigger, it's still a small screen to look at. No pixel peeping, but the image looks good. It looks good on this this screen. Nice and bright. Brighter than I in real life. Woohoo. I suppose low light is doing something like that. Low light's probably when you first buy the camera and you do the first update. That low light mode is in that first update. So it's like, looks like something that they added into it. And I feel like it's probably like software based. Probably the boost, the shadows and stuff like that. Probably also to run the, oh, there's a rat. Also to do noise reduction, I guess. And if you saw my Pocket 2 comparison, ooh, Pocket 2 has a lot of noise in its default settings, which I suppose you can run software to clean it up. Let's go into this darkness. All right, so I have a front bike light on low. Is it picking it up? I believe so. All right, we'll be heading over to a really dark bicycle path. It's old railway tracks converted, the typical conversion. What do they call it again? Something to trail to rail, rail to trail, who knows? Convert an old train path into a railway, like a hiking or cycling trail. Here we go again. Okay, if you saw my thermal video, FLIR thermal video, you can see that the Pocket 3 is perfectly safe. I'm running it at like a, not the worst condition. Worst condition would be outdoors, sun and no wind, sunlight hitting it, but that one's a no-wind situation, and it was pretty safe for a long time, like 15 minutes. And even the slightest wind really knocked down the temperature, down to a nice stable temperature. So going at this cycling speed now, it's much more than the wind that I applied on during that testing video. So running long-term, I suppose running the battery full out, if you wanted to, it's no problem, especially on this, when you're cycling. Even outdoors, I can feel there's a slight wind today. I doubt it will be a problem. This way. All right. Walking down the steps. There's a shakiness. I can see the gimbal shaking a bit with every step. It's just because the elastic of the GoPro bra, oh, the GoPro bra has elastic straps. Ooh, how dark it is. Now we're talking. Sexy. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna head north because I want. If the bar is still open, I'm gonna hit the bar. Let's see. Now, if you come here during the night, it's perfectly safe from criminals. Singapore is super safe. It's just that, I don't know. Worst you can see is snakes. Now, I have only my low light. Let's see. This is my bicycle light. I have a bicycle light and a flashlight, so let's see. That's high. How does that look? Ooh, that looks pretty bright. This is the high on the bike light. I'm gonna switch that to low. Whoa, guys! Whoa, look at that footage. Ooh, look at that well-lit sky. Taking quick peeks down on the screen. Now, with this low light, it's quite dark, I guess, unless you do night adjust your eyes. But I'm a flashaholic, so I'm a jackass. I have this is my bike light. It's basically my camera light, but this is my real bike light. It's cheating. How does that footage look? So now we have a really bright light in the center, and then how does the surrounding area, it's creating like a white hot spot in the middle. How does the surrounding area lit? Meaning, how good is the dynamic range? Is it going to create like a tunnel vision where it's exposing just the center and then creates a dark tunnel on the surrounding area? I would even run this brighter. This is what I normally run it at. How about that, man? Too bright? What an ass. Some construction in this area. So there is, of course, Singapore is a city, so I mean, you look into the sky and there's there's a light pollution in the sky, so not exactly, dark, pushing this. But I would say it's pretty good at pushing it to the limit. I tell you, GoPro will be so awful. You can tell who's using GoPro at night, which YouTube cyclists are using it, and the footage is really bad. Looks like it's coming from a security camera, and all the stabilization is not working because it's image-based stabilization. Okay, this gimbal is doing its work, keeping it horizontal and also buffering the left and right movements. So what you get is a very cinematic footage. Of course, you have 3 settings. This is default for the gimbal. You have a more slower one and you have a more faster one. Faster one would be for when you're filming kids or like high movement sports where you need to sneak that. We'll get some cyclists here. Why do I feel like I'm blinding these people? Alright, move my bike light a little bit lower. It's too bad. Too bad for you. Sorry for blinding all the people. What am I gonna do? Here's a nice. Okay, this is very low. This is a very low. This is my low level on my bike light. What is that? 40 lumens or something? Something not so crazy. Boom. What's the difference? To screw up the exposure, going from this to this. Is that 800 lumens to 40? 40 lumens, 800 lumens. Let's shut that off. Give this camera a really good workout. So I can tell right now it's quite dark. I wonder if the low light mode is just a basic consumer level, like in the camera, like video image processing, meaning that you could get the 4K 30 frames per second footage from the normal mode, and then if you run it through software tweaks, it's possible you get the low light. Maybe it's just making it more consumer friendly. Nice and comfortable. Cool night. And luckily no spider webs I'm running into. actually quite a nice cycling trail for a runner. It's pretty good. If anyone is a runner, they'll love it. Comes a light source. How does that look? Bright light source, and then it's making really dark spots. So can you see past this lamppost at all? Can you see past it? But if you're walking on this path, it's in my opinion, it's way too long, way too boring. But occasionally, it's I come out here with flashlight friends, just play around with flashlights, brand new flashlights. How is that looking? An hour, if possible. This other light that I'm running, by the way, if anyone's curious, it's Emisar D4. Let's see if I remember. D4v2. It's a D4v2 with a boost circuit. So I'm not running it. It doesn't have a turbo mode, but it's more efficient with the boost circuit. Running 4 Osram, is it W1s or W2? I forget. I always think, I don't care, either one. But Osram makes great throwers, so it makes a nice center. You can see your center hot spot, and that can throw down the trail. So it's quite good that way. And they have some other neat functions on the Emisar. These are all Andruil. Click, click, hold, and let's see, click. Oh, that's too much. What is that, like a strobe? Ah, here we go. This is a bike mode. It's a solid with a blinking in it. It's quite cool to have an Andruil-based flashlight because it makes a great bike light. If I had to do this again, the light, I might pick an aspheric one, something more wider and even. I think it'll make a better video shot to have something more wider as opposed to this narrow Osram style thrower. 1,000 lumens. Oh, I can't believe how empty this place is. That's because it's Sunday night. Okay, I tell you some feedback. At the beginning, I could really feel this Osmo Pocket on my chest, but after you ride it for a while, your body gets used to it. It's like it disappears. I feel like I'm not wearing it. Runner. Here's another walker. Ooh, this is some good challenge. This guy's walking, his lights flashing in my eyes. Is probably like upper 20 kilometers an hour, 30. So give me an idea of what kind of, if it can handle the wind, that speed, and probably shouldn't be a problem. I think the problem more is not about the wind. It's not a big surface area. It's more about the overheating, I suppose. more cyclists up ahead. These guys look. You know what? Shut off this front light. How about that? How does this guy look in front of me? My light is completely off. Good, not good. How does that look? Ooh. Take up the people sitting on the bench eating chips. This area is more crowded. Darkness into light. Back into civilization. How does the sidewalk look? Well lit. you. Got it. Destination arrived. Hey, this cool thing about this gimbal is like leaning forward. As soon as I stand up, it'll straighten out, so it doesn't matter which angle your body is, because you're leaning down with a cycle when you're cycling, and then now I'm standing straight up and it's still pointing forward. Awesome, right? Advantage of a gimbal.